This is the JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe.
We're not exactly in an era of peak language. We're totes abbrevs, texting, DMing, all those things.
WTF?
In a survey of American texters between the ages of 18 to 65, 90% say they regularly use abbrevs in their daily messages. 84% think those shortcuts are a good thing and they have a positive effect when received. But according to a new study, it can feel like a brush off if messages are too short.
Oh.
I know, dude.
So many sad, hurt feelings.
So many feelings.
Oh, no.
Because it seems like the texter didn't put any effort into writing the message.
But that's the idea of the text, isn't it? So we got to sit and talk about something that takes 5 seconds.
These are feelings, John.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, sorry. NVMD, dude, never mind. Yeah, here's one I get a lot. STFU. I get that one quite a bit.
So they're talking about stuff like PLZ, SRY, TY, IDK, GM, GN, all those. If the message isn't understood right away, it can be confusing and, quote, disengaging.
Oh.
That's true for anyone. Strangers, family, friends on social media, new connections on dating apps. Oh, my God, it'll never end. The people that you are disappointing. The researchers say this doesn't mean you should stop using common abbreviations like LOL or LOL. I always say
you imagine if every time you did an LOL, you actually spelled out typing laugh out loud. You'd be the biggest nerd. Your friend would
taking it back, dude.
Would take a screenshot of that and make you famous for being the biggest nerd in texting.
Taking more time to make your messages feel more sincere and express that you value a person on the other end. Spell out words. Okay, whatever.
You know what the equivalent of spelling out laugh out loud is to golf? Putting your golf club cover back on your iron every time after you take a shot.
Oh, I'll take your word for it.
All right.
I'll take your word for it.
I just thought I'd roll some golf lingo back in there.
Okay, good. I don't really have enough energy to be worried about you. If you are upset that I used PLZ instead of typing please out, you need to talk to your therapist about it. And you're probably not going to make the cut as a friend for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, OMG. I don't even think I've typed OMG. I'm so literal. I don't. When I'm texting, it's just the facts. I try not to bring too much emotion because that's the whole idea of texting for me. It's like, all right, 2:30. Here's what I'll do. Oaks, 2:30. Don't be late. That's what I send to my guy friends.
Well, it kind of depends on what you're doing too. Like
we don't get emotional until we've had about 7 Jaeger bombs at the golf course.
Yeah,
then we get huggy.
It depends on what's happening.
Right.
If I'm doing stuff and we're still trying to communicate, then I'm probably going to it's just facts. It's just the minimal information. If we're having a text conversation, that's different. Whatever. The things people are offended by.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm trying to think how I text. I have to look.
You really mad if someone doesn't type out I don't know?
Well, right.
Come the hell on.
Didn't it used to be about
K
capitalizing and because you were screaming and then people got offended?
Right. Exactly. And then it was periods and then it was
Okay, I'll give you I texted my buddy John during the Masters yesterday. Here's our two texts. Here's our line. I'm like, dude, Rory is effing killing me. I spelled out effing. I didn't. He goes, yeah, that was rough. That's dude texting in a nutshell. I don't know what you need.
Right.
That was enough for me.
Yeah.
I just want to see if he was still alive.
Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine. I seriously get a hobby.
Yeah.
A 64-year-old licensed practical nurse, an LPN, if you're hip with the abbrevs, is facing federal charges after she allegedly grabbed a flight attendant's genitalia while traveling from Las Vegas to North Dakota.
Yeah.
Jody Lynn Sherry Berg was arrested Tuesday on one count of interference with flight crew members. It's according to federal court docs. The altercation occurred January 16th aboard an Allegiant Air flight from Harry Reid International Airport to Grand Forks International Airport. Sherry Berg, she's a Bemidji, Minnesota resident, did knowingly interfere with the performance of the duties of a male flight attendant, identified in the court filings as JM. She assaulted JM by grabbing JM's genitals, the indictment contends. Attorney Jean Brandel, a public defender assigned to represent Sherry Berg at her first court appearance, said that she was not at liberty to speak about the case. She declined to provide details about what led up to the altercation, which is not laid out in the indictment. An Allegiant Air spokesperson did not immediately respond for a request for comment. A fellow traveler captured cell phone video of Sherry Berg twice grabbing the flight attendant's crotch. Sherry Berg was initially arrested upon landing by the Grand Forks Police Department on one count of providing false information to law enforcement. What is this broad doing? According to probable cause affidavit in that case, she at first gave responding officers a fake name, Alyssa Hoverson. However, a search of Sherry Berg's belongings quickly turned up a Minnesota driver's license that revealed her true identity. State charge was dropped on April 3rd when the still sealed federal indictment was handed down. Following her arrest this week, she was released on personal recognizance bond in order to stay away from the victim. She was a big old junk grabber. Any witness who may be called to testify, she had to stay away from as well.
Which is why they're going to stop serving booze on airplanes. Because of you women out there treating us guys like sexual play toys, like we're your play toy. Hey, we're humans. We have feelings.
I don't care.
Actually, that kind of tickles. Could you grab my balls again?
That's what I thought.
Kind of felt good.
That's what I thought.
If I was, I'm gonna be honest with you. If I was on a flight, this sounds so bad. Say I'm not married. Say I was on a flight to Vegas. Because what happens on the way to Vegas doesn't count.
And well, this is on the way back.
Anything in the Vegas airspace doesn't count. I swear to God. If I was next to like a cougar on an airplane, and we were having some cocktails, and she wanted to get the blanket out and kind of, fondle my junk, I'd be all about that.
I know you would.
How about you?
No.
What about back in your hoary days?
I don't know about that.
I don't know. On the way, say you're with a couple of buddies and you're with this, you connect in Chicago, and there's just, she's already, she saw her at the bar. You made a little googly eye. She wanted to kind of get a little action on the way to Vegas. Only to Vegas.
I'm not messing around on the plane.
No,
I can't.
You don't think it's even worth it?
I just want to get to my destination, dude.
Yeah.
I'm just
the
not.
Next thing you know, you forget, and you got a boner. The drink comes,
and then I'm in jail.
Then you're in jail. Yeah, that makes sense.
That
makes sense.
One little fondling always leads to jail.
But yeah, they're gonna. I'm telling you, we're doing this to ourselves. We're gonna not be able to get booze on airplanes.
They're gonna take it away.
We're just ruining it. I don't know why everybody just can't calm the hell down.
You guys cannot keep it together.
There's like 4 people you can't touch or be an asshole to. The 2 attendants and the 2 pilots. It's pretty easy math.
Just sit down. All you have to do is sit down and wait till you get to your destination. Mm-hmm. And then you can be an asshole all you want.
Yeah. Yep. Pretty easy stuff.
And now you got federal freaking charges.
Yeah, pretend you're at work. You're never going to fly again. I don't understand it. It's
federal charges, dude.
Yeah.
So dumb.
You got him by the short and curly. Do you have any Buffalo Trace, honey? What do you do when you get to Vegas? You're pretty. Yeah, you're my little boy.
Well, she was flying back. She had already done the Vegas thing.
Yeah.
So she should have grabbed all the balls she wanted in Vegas.
Right. Right. The balls are like lined up like limo drivers.
Right.
You know.
Like, hey, you should have got it out of your system,
like
lady.
Bowling pins. You just knock them down.
How are you still ball hungry on your way home? Christ's sake.
I thought the nuts were complimentary on the flight. I just wanted to grab the nuts. Ooh, these are nice. I think I'll have these.
Weirdest thing in the history of the world. We're going to get to the point where we're shackled and handcuffed. And
They're going to put us in 5-point restraints when you get on the goddamn plane.
Yep. That's exactly right. They're going to put us on a Hans device and a 5-point restraint, and they're going to lock it.
Which is just going to make me hornier.
The weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life are people that don't want to get to where they're going.
I can't.
I don't understand it.
I don't either. And it just keeps happening. Okay. Whatever.
And
keep your goddamn hands to yourself. It's not that hard.
And there's not even a buffer zone when it comes to that stuff on airplanes. I mean, if they even think it's going to escalate, they're putting that plane down in Cheyenne.
Right.
I mean, it's like automatic now.
Right.
Everybody's on heightened alert now. It sucks.
They've had enough of your crap, dude.
They're done. They're done with you. And the tables have turned on that, you know? So, whatever, dude. I mean, try that anywhere else. Go to the dentist and grab your dentist testicles. And let me know how that turns out. There is no place other than, let me think. Can you grab a guy's balls while he's at work? The Sugar Shack. Wait, that's closed. Wait. What?
They don't even want you to grab them.
That's true. That actually is true. Actually, the only guy that can grab some balls is the doctor when you turn your head. I can't even think of another place where that's, without consent.
Right.
Weird stuff, man.
My God.
You're in the new age of sexual assault.
Right.
I mean, your definition has to change, folks. Light petting without consent is sexual assault.
Well, you cannot grab people's balls.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
you can't. Roll the dice. Go ahead.
Dumbing down your smartphone. One podcast at a time. Listen, rate, and subscribe to the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
We gotta get ready for Easter. We need Easter baskets, eggs, candy, the works.
Okay, now we already had the story about how the potato marketing people were trying to get people to dye potatoes for Easter instead of eggs because the price of eggs are crazy. Jet Puffed, the marshmallow people.
Uh-oh. They want in on the action.
They do.
Yeah, I don't blame them.
They want you to dye marshmallows instead of eggs this year. They sold kits on Walmart's website this weekend for just $2. Immediately friggin' sold out.
Wow. Smart.
Super smart. Each dip and decorate kit comes with 6 dyes, a set of decorating pens, and a pack of jumbo marshmallows that are roughly the same size as eggs. It comes in like a dozen egg container, It looks like an egg container. And then it's got a label on it that says Farm Fresh Marshmallows. This is just brilliant marketing. Nice work, guys. If you didn't get a set, you can just buy food coloring and, of course, do it yourself. But the marketing got people on this one. A bag of marshmallows, definitely cheaper than a dozen eggs. And you get twice as many. Some pretty cute ideas on here, though. You can even make your marshmallows little rabbits.
Oh, yeah. A little carrot or something on there.
Yeah, dude. And then you can make a polka dot. And I mean,
looks like a boob. I don't know what that was.
Oh, that's the wrong picture.
Yeah, you forgot to. Yeah.
Whoops. My bad.
You have to minimize that one screen there. That's all right.
Yeah, there you go.
That's some good talent there. That's smart.
I know.
What's your recipe? Marshmallows. Exciting.
I suppose if you're doing the vinegar dye, you're not going to want to eat them, but whatever.
I mean, those look better than Stupid Peeps. Those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Have some fun with that. Crafty.
So crafty.
Ladies and gentlemen, and Christian thrill seekers of all ages, this weekend at State Fairgrounds Arena, witness the ultimate death-defying experience of all time. Because Easter is...
You won't
Believe your eyes, as all the way from Nazareth, Jesus, the Son of God, rises from the dead, rolls away the stone, and takes on Judas in a rematch battle of turbocharged funny cars. Easter Sunday! But it's not over as the big JC hops on his holy rolling superbike. He jumps 119 bikini-clad nuns in the Moto Crucifix stunt of the Anno Domini. 32-ounce beer, $10 Harley. It all happens this Easter Sunday. Don't miss it.
I'm gonna have to skip golf and go to church on Sunday for that one. I'm out of here, man. Jeez, guys.
I wish that was a real event. I would totally go.
Watch
dude.
Jesus smash the throttle and run over all the 12 disciples. It's unbelievable. Nice slap wheelie, Jesus.
All right. Man, Kanye West or Ye or Yay or whatever. He has just been on a roll on the X machine. I don't know if you.
This new album has a bunch of Hitler songs on it, doesn't it? I just saw the headline. I don't read much about Kanye anymore. I just save my time, save my brain power.
Man, it's bad. So, he came back around to dumping on Taylor Swift, which is one of his favorite things to do.
Yeah.
Taylor sent a cease and desist letter after he said that she had sex with Justin Bieber and Harry Styles. But that might not be the end of it. I guess Travis Kelce is outraged, and he wants to have it out with Kanye man to man.
Why does he, simple question, but why does he love Hitler so much? Is it just like his love everybody mantra? Is it just his philosophy in life? Even the assholes?
No. I think it's because he's mentally ill.
It's controversial.
And
gets headlines.
That might be part of it.
Yeah.
I think he's just got some severe mental illness happening. And that's why Bianca left him.
Yeah. That's for real. I didn't know that was a fake or something.
Oh no.
She's gone.
She's gone.
Man, so
yeah,
Bianca's
she ran away.
single.
That's the whole new song.
Oh my.
I know. Pete Davidson, get on it. He's just it's the rants of a madman. I feel like this is going to end one way.
He always talks about the Jews trying to keep him down and running Hollywood. He's the same stupid stuff.
Yep. Totally.
He's gaslighting people. He's gaslighting.
And it's so many it's sad because it's a lot of stuff that you hear from people that are very sick where he's like, I don't need to be in the hospital, and it's like, well, that's what they all say. Okay. Having 10 security guards is actually kind of fun. I feel like Kanye West.
Who said that?
Kanye West.
Oh. Well, Heil Hitler. Whatever. Dude.
You know?
I don't know. What a weirdo. I think it's like he was skateboarding and had a brain injury or something. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And drugs and
yeah.
Ego and
well, after his mom died, it all kind of went downhill. I don't know. And then was Kim making him take his meds? It just sounds like a one-way track to not seeing his kids. But I do want to see Travis Kelce whoop his ass. I don't know.
He just seems like not an enjoyable person to hang out with.
Right.
Like I think I'd be so cool to hang out with.
Yeah.
But no, we're gonna make glitter swastikas for Easter. Come on over. We'll hang out.
When he did that whole podcast,
I don't know.
He did like that whole podcast interview. It was like an hour long, and he was wearing a black KKK outfit. And you're like, dude, what? And it was a black dude interviewing him. I would have been like, man, you need to be like, no, bro, I'm not doing this. I've stopped giving him a platform, I guess.
Could just be he's an actual Nazi. Man, I hate those guys.
Yeah. It's that Chappelle skit.
But it's like the shock is wore off, though.
And it's just sad.
It's like nobody cares anymore.
It's sad.
It's like the last, I think, and I might be wrong, Hitler's like the last thing you can do, I think.
The shock and awe.
Yeah, for shock and awe on your shock and awe campaign. Am I wrong about that? What's worse than Hitler?
I don't know. Yeah, that seems like the end. You know, like, oh, and then he became a Nazi, and you're like, okay.
Yeah, great. Yeah, okay.
Right.
That's
Well,
I've heard this
like,
story
if
before.
I was Kim, I'd be scared to have my kids with him.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
You know what I
That would
mean?
be strange.
The only saving grace is that he does have security guards around him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'd be like, as a regular person, quote unquote,
Right.
I'd be like, no, my kid isn't going with him because it's a one. Where does this story end if you're not rich? It ends with the dad killing everybody.
It's like when you see in the movies all those occult Nazi ritual scenes,
right?
Where they're trying to bring back. What was the one? What was it? Which one am I thinking? What movie am I thinking of? Oh, this is where I have a brain fart. Everybody.
Oh no, dude.
Oh, I can't remember.
It's the 7:30 brain fart. Not a game.
The guy came.
Not a radio game.
No, this is real life. You're witnessing mental lapses in the mind of a DJ. The guy that rose out, they did the cult ceremony. He rose up out of the, what's his name? They cut his horns off. Why am I forgetting his name? The critter, the guy, the big guy. He was a baby. He was red. I feel like I'm playing
Hellboy?
Yeah, Hellboy. Wow. Damn it. It's already 9:30. Look at it. It's already 9:30. I would be afraid he'd be doing that crap with my kids. Like, all right, time to go to the basement. We're gonna. It's like everybody. We right where we get to the point where being a Nazi was not cool. Now he's trying to make it cool again, and we got to remember how uncool it is again. It's weird. It's a very strange cycle with this guy.
Yeah.
It's like right where we got to the point where being a Nazi's not cool. Then we got to go over it again.
Here we are.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Strange stuff. And I don't care. Has he put Hitler doing a speech, a sample in his songs or anything? Is he using any of that?
Question.
Any of that stuff? I haven't listened to any of his stuff in so long.
The last one I listened to was it was the snippet about She Ran Away, the song about Bianca.
Oh.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
She ran away after asking you to get help.
Yeah. I saw that headline. It's like, wow, she got out alive. That was my literal first thought was she got out alive.
I know. Well, because it's like we're all watching it happen, and I feel like everybody knows how it ends.
Well, it's such a cheap way to stay famous or stay in a headline or get a headline. Or it's such a cheap, stupid thing.
Right.
I don't know what you blame that on. The biggest douche nozzle in the history of human. Okay.
If this truly is a formulated way to try and stay relevant and have headlines, then that's so shameful.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's mental illness and he's not seeking treatment, then I guess we all know the odds of a peaceful conclusion is zero.
Right.
Right. So.
Yeah. I mean, free speech is alive and well. I mean, I
Clearly.
guess you proved that point. But
right.
Talk about the fall from grace is incredible for this guy.
He had the world by the balls, dude.
Yeah.
Like the flight attendant.
I mean, you're catering to a very, 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 very tiny slice of humanity. I just don't understand what the end game.
Well,
doesn't he run out of money at some point?
Because real Nazis
not that you keep
don't
score
really
by
want to listen to a black dude's music.
Right.
So
even they don't. They're like, yo, dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Stop sampling our boss's material.
So it's kind of strange.
Crazy stuff. I don't spend enough time thinking about the ramifications of what happens to Kanye.
Right.
I'll let smarter people figure that out.
Aye.
I'm good.
Replay today the JJO Morning Show podcast. Get up with Johnny and D. JJO.
All right, I know a bunch of degenerates out there. It's fine. I know a lot of you like gambling, probably too much. The newest sport you didn't have on your bingo card is sperm racing. A startup in LA says it's launching the first sperm racing league.
Yummy.
They're live. Well, you're not supposed to eat it. They're live streaming the first event on April 25th from the Hollywood Palladium Theater on Sunset Boulevard. Tickets to see it in person go on sale today.
Is there a senior league? I'll sign mine up. I don't think I can compete with the young guy.
They built a microscopic racetrack so guys can go head-to-head and see who's got the fastest swimmers.
Oh.
The track mimics the dynamics of a woman's reproductive system. So, yeah. They say the point is to bring attention to fertility and turn health into a competition because it's something you can train for just like any other sport.
Okay.
It's about making male fertility something people can actually want to talk about, track, and improve. They say the new league will have everything that other sports has, including press conferences, weigh-ins, play-by-play commentary, and betting. You'll be able to pick favorites and bet on winners. The first race will feature competitors from UCLA and USC, so a real crosstown rivalry. And eventually they hope to get celebrities involved.
Lance is going to have to reverse his vasectomy. Get his guys in there. Wait, no, that doesn't mean you still don't blah, blah.
Well, there shouldn't be sperm in there.
Yes.
There's fluid, but not sperm.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
I had that backwards.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
Yeah.
Weird, but funny. Watching.
And you can bet on it?
Splooge run. I don't know.
What can't you bet on?
Yeah, there's anything.
Jesus Christ.
Strange. Eye roll. Strange. I don't know.
What a weird timeline.
So Biatch, what you're saying is it's come to this. We're betting on semen. All right. I'm pretty bored.
Well.
Sperm racing. Yeah. Nick Cannon will win. That guy's got some really good, healthy, sporting sperm.
Yeah. No kidding.
Just
Go
sperm racer.
Dropping loads. All right. Low-level drinking can increase your chances of cancer and cardiovascular disease, according to a new study. Research conducted by the Behavioral Insights team examined the drinking habits of more than 4,000 adults. It found that people who consumed alcohol within the NHS guidelines had worse health than non-drinkers. Compared to people who never consumed alcohol, rates of cardiovascular disease increased from 1% to 5%, and for cancer, it went from 1% to 4%. The study also found low-risk, quote, low-risk drinkers reported reduced sleep quality, worse daily functioning, poorer dental health compared to those who never consumed alcohol. I know. With more than 30 million people in the UK drinking at these levels, campaigners are calling for people to rethink their drinking habits.
Which people are.
Oh yeah, right, 100%. The chief executive of Alcohol Change UK said, which I think is the app that does, or the program that does the Dry January app, or one of them. For decades, we've fallen prey to a binary false idea that drinking problems only affect a minority of people with alcohol dependence. But as this research makes clear, alcohol is taking a toll on our health and well-being right across the drinking spectrum, even at low-risk levels. The NHS recommends that people should not consume more than 6 pints of medium-strength beer or 10 small glasses of lower-strength wine a week. But scientists warn that it is the way that people consume those volumes of alcohol which may be problematic for their health. Professor David Nutt, a former government chief drug advisor, said some view 14 units a week as a target and others binge drink. People who think, I've got 14 units, I can have 7 drinks on Friday and 7 on Saturday, and that's okay.
Whoops.
Yeah.
I better drop my Tuesday at Liberty Station stop. Uh-oh.
So, yeah, that's not what they're talking about.
And cardiovascular disease. Well, what that's just heart-related things, right?
Yeah.
All heart-related.
Yeah.
What's a sign of that? Does it give you a clue?
Let's see.
So in case I have a weird ache today, something trying to burst out of my chest, I'll know what's going on.
Chest pain or discomfort, shortness of breath, irregular heartbeat, swelling in the extremities, fatigue, dizziness, lightheadedness, nausea.
All right, don't have that yet.
Yeah.
Don't have any of that yet. I'll keep an eye out, though, for a swelled extremity.
So, yeah.
Would that be toes? Would that fingers, toes? What would that be exactly?
It's an extremity.
Yeah, right? Close call.
Jesus Christ.
It's like, it's huge. That's my forearm. Grabbed the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Interesting. So I remember when they used to push the wine thing. They used to say like a little wine would be good for you. Remember they used to push that?
Yeah.
Kind of like a part of your diet.
Yeah.
Like 3 ounces of wine or something a week or something like that. So now they're saying cut that out. It sounds like.
No, that's not.
Oh.
This was saying the NHS guidelines were for 6 pints, which is their national health system, right? 6 pints of medium strength beer or 10 small glasses of lower strength wine a week. That's what the guidelines are. Mm-hmm. So they're saying that's fine, but some people are binge drinking that.
Yeah.
And that's going to lead to problems. So if you're binge drinking those allotted guidelines, you're still causing harm to your body. Mm. And even if you're drinking within those guidelines, you're having more problems than people that don't drink at all.
Right. They're pretty strict guidelines.
So, now speaking of the wine thing, I
recommend a good Pinot.
Oh, yeah, the wine of the month at Cooper's Hawk is pretty great right now.
I had a 2018 Goose Island Bourbon County yesterday watching the golf match. And I will tell you, I know they say the 2018s weren't their best, but boy, I'll tell you, you got to have some finely tuned taste buds to not think that thing was a good year.
Yeah.
That thing's been sitting in a bourbon barrel for frickin' 5 years. Fantastic.
Good.
Yeah.
There's this kind of viral post that resurfaces every now and then. It's the wine and egg diet from Vogue in the 70s. So for breakfast, it's 1 egg hard-boiled, 1 glass of white wine, and black coffee. Lunch is 2 eggs, 2 glasses of white wine, and black coffee.
I'm gonna mix it up and make an omelet so my body doesn't get used to all this wine and egg.
Dinner is a 5-ounce steak, and then the remainder of your white wine and black coffee.
So are they saying? So the bottle,
right?
Wow.
So you drink a bottle a day.
Wow.
You have basically 3 eggs and a steak and a bottle of wine. Isn't that nuts?
That is, that sounds insane.
100%.
That sounds, even by my standards, that sounds insane.
I'd be friggin' hammered.
That sounds very unappetizing.
Yeah. No kidding.
Oh, wow.
Like, what is that, dude?
How many, what did they call it? The Holly, or what they call that diet?
So I don't know if they named it.
Oh.
Just called the wine and eggs diet. Yeah. You're supposed to do it for 3 days and you lose 5 pounds. I'm sure you're hammered and you're eating 3 eggs and steak. That's all you're having. God, like.
Yeah, I'm trying to explain that to the cops. Boy, that's a weird one.
How are you packing that for your lunch at work?
Yeah, right. Well, thermos. I mean, that's how they do it anyways. I mean, hey. Nice thermos. You're not fooling anybody with that giant
my God.
giant Stanley mug there.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that sounds insane. I couldn't drink that much wine if I tried.
No, I'm 2 glasses.
Oh yeah,
done.
I'm a glass and I'm done.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And not with eggs either. Sounds like the worst combo ever.
So, yeah, eggs and white wine.
If it's going to be a Bloody Mary if I have an omelet.
Right. Eggs and white wine.
Oh,
that sounds terrible.
It sounds like the worst combo ever imaginable.
Right.
White wine.
Like, I would rather do a red even with the eggs. I don't know, whatever. That makes me sick. Just
imagine pulling one of those little, what's the name of those little wine bottles you get at the mobile station?
I have no idea what they're called, but yeah.
What a training regimen. Raw eggs and wine.
And you know them housewives were doing that diet.
Well, yeah, like a fad, something that caught on.
Yeah.
That was the 70s Wegovy.
Right, totally. Totally.
Because you get sick and
then they were drinking, what was the pill that they had out then?
Oh.
The Black Crosses or whatever they were.
Oh, yeah.
So they were popping them frickin' diet pills, smoking cigs, drinking wine for breakfast.
We'll just stay skinny because we just won't eat.
Right.
Yeah.
No kidding.
70s were wild and woolly, dude.
Dude.
No wonder nobody remembers the 70s. I thought it was the 60s. It was mostly the 60s and 70s.
You can learn a lot listening to podcasts.
And only 3 countries in the world don't use the metric system?
Or you can listen to this one.
I can't remember where I went Friday. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. What did I do on Friday? I got to check my calendar.
If anybody saw me Friday, call.
The JJO Morning Show Podcast.
I literally have no idea where I was Friday.
Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.
So science is pretty cool. And I know we talk about this sometimes. It's hard to hear people when you're in a crowded room, you know? Especially like you're at a loud bar, and I usually have to do like the lean in and the reading of the lips.
God.
Which is one of the things that sucked about the mask thing was I could never read people's lips. You start to realize how much you rely on that. It was also one of the things I loved because I could utter what the F under my breath without people knowing I was doing that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so if you hit a bar this weekend that was so loud you could barely hear your friends talk, there's something that might help next time. Bless me. Thank you. A new study found a simple trick can help you hear better when you hear a lot of background noise, and that's tapping your finger. Researchers in France tested people's hearing by having them listen to someone talk, but made it harder by adding background noise. For some reason, they could pick out more words in each sentence when they tapped their finger. It worked if they tapped along to a beat or in a rhythm at their own pace. They think it just comes down to how our brains are wired. The part that controls fine motor functions is somehow intertwined with the part that controls hearing. So tapping or moving to a melody can help your brain tune out all the background noise.
Weird.
Yeah.
I like the dark science. I like it.
Yeah. So the next time you can't hear because the music is too loud, just try tapping your foot or your finger to see if it helps. Isn't that weird? I
Check
thought that
1
was
2.
pretty neat.
Check 1 2.
No.
Check 1 2. Oh wow, I sounded awesome.
Right.
Is this what do I sound this awesome to other people? Check 1. That's neat.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool.
Who thought of that?
I know.
The hell.
All right, from one end of the spectrum to the other, Pastor Andrew Isker claims that he prefers to have airport security frisk him rather than go through the scanner because he thinks it turns you gay.
I'm done here. I leave you to the business of tariffs and CAT scanners turning you gay. I'm out. That's it. I'll show myself to the door.
The scanner turns you gay, not the guy patting you down.
Oh,
so
okay,
weird.
That guy in Nashville had a handful. I'm like, don't take it out on me, dude. I didn't do anything.
PC2. Here is Isker explaining his theory.
Good.
I had to be molested at the airport to go to Florida, right? Just to get on an airplane because I'm not going to go through the gay beam machine.
Oh.
It appears having a guy touch you all over the place is on its face seems worse, but you don't really know what those things are doing to you. So
where the imaging goes, or what they're doing,
because it's like
what they're doing in the back room.
Who they can just take a picture of me
Sort of
naked, like no.
We are doomed as a society. The X-ray, yeah. There's a big market for sexy X-rays. I know. I got a whole. All my pages stick together on my secret X-ray magazine book.
If you want to look at my X-ray and fap to it, you go right ahead.
Yeah, have at it.
You know
buddy.
what?
Man.
I'm not here to kink shame you.
That's funny.
But
Is that supposed to be satirical? What is that?
you would think, but that is 100% reality.
That is really funny. And who's that? Oh, he's a pastor.
Yeah. Yeah, on the face, it does seem a lot gayer to have a guy grabbing your junk, because that is gayer.
Well,
you know.
well, if he lingers, it's gay. I mean, if he's patting me down, what are I going to do to keep the line moving? I don't care. I just want to get to Cancun and party. I mean, if you got to get a handful, stick a hand down there. I could care less. I don't think this guy. See, these are all the guys that project. It's not gay. You want to experiment, dude. You want weirdos to stick a hand down your pants. Just say it. Freaking weirdo.
He calls it the gay beam.
I call it. What secret thing is in my butt? Let's experiment.
That's why he doesn't want to go through the gay beam.
I had to be molested at the airport to go to Florida.
Yeah, he's
right just to get on an airplane because I'm not going to go through the gay beam machine.
Yeah, he's gay. look.
Show me your browser history, bud.
6 months when they've got this guy when they had to do an undercover sting operation on this dude, and you'll find out. You'll find exactly what's happening. Man, you are thinking about it too much, dude. You are thinking about guys patting you down.
Right. Yep. That's crazy.
What's he look like? I know what those guys look like.
Right.
I can tell.
Yep.
The pastors. I bet he's got a 5-day shadow. Yeah, he's gay.
Dude, I know, dude. My gaydar pinged so hard. I was like, man.
Anybody telling you something can turn you gay, something you eat, drink, or an x-ray machine is gay.
Yeah.
It's not that hard. The math is not hard.
Oh, my God. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because I was trying to think of what verse in the Bible that the scanner machine gay out verse was.
It's nowhere to be found.
I just hate people. I just hate people.
The JJO Morning Show podcast with Johnny and D. Listen, rate, subscribe. Catch a new show every Monday through Friday, 6 till 10 a.m. on 94.1 JJO or streaming anywhere in the JJO app. Johnny and D, nowhere but JJO.